Welcome back to Behind the Mountain with Shoei. Today we're going to be catching up with Isleman TT newcomer Glenn Irwin. Glenn, first week at the Isleman TT 2022, just talk us through that first lap.
Yeah, it was incredible. So obviously we did a newcomer lap, which, it is what it is, keeps you very safe. But your first lap on your own, bloody hell, there's no one that setting a restricted speed as such. So yeah, it surprised in good, not good and bad ways, surprised in different ways. So Bray Hill feels surprisingly more like a motorway than when I drive it in the car. I was always like, I can't believe we're going to go down here, not that far off, 200 miles an hour. But then where everyone told me was really, really bumpy, for sure, absolutely they are right. But the strobing effect of the trees, that really caught me by surprise. And sometimes you don't really know if you're in the hedge or not in the hedge. And it was so hard to see. So the place is incredible. Lots of little things surprised me as well, like the amount of people for the first night of practice. It's a Sunday night. It's like 2 weeks before the event finishes. And the course was lined with people. So that's a great feeling as a rider.
So what sort of prep did you put in to come in here? I know obviously COVID happened and that delayed it for a couple of years, but just talk us through a little bit of your prep.
There's so many things you can do. So the first thing was to start making the trips over and going around it in the car. And I think that's probably the most important thing at the beginning. I said I wanted to know the place. I know not condoning using a mobile phone whilst driving, but we've all made a journey where you've done 40 miles and you maybe are engrossing something in your phone at a period of your life, and I wanted to know it like I was on my phone for the distance of the track. So that was the first step, and then I started watching a lot of onboard YouTube laps, but more so playing the PlayStation games. So I know lots of other riders, like Davey, I think was one of the fastest in the world at it at one point. I stuck to the older game just because I was better at it and crashed less. And in Sector 1 or something in the Xbox, we're in the top 10 in the world and stuff like that. So that is helpful because you're kind of reacting to speed. Physically you're not moving, but you are controlling something at a moving speed, through a screen. So lots of that. Then started to go around then in cars with experienced people. So like John McGuinness, Michael Rudder, Connor Cummins, Peter Hickman, Mikey Evans, lots of different riders, Milky Quail and Johnny Barton. And I just wrote down everything. I hated school, I made no notes. GCSEs were not for me. But I had really studied this place. I think if I was to get a mark on studying, I'd probably give myself an A star because I'm interested in it. It's easy to put effort into something that you love.
So you just touched on spending a bit of time with John there. Have you sort of latched onto him and took in as much as you can, or?
It's been funny because he texted me after the second night and he's like, you all right? Have I done something to annoy you? And I was like, mate, it's probably overwhelming to an extent as well. I'm just finding my way. I don't want to torture you. At the end of the day, he has been phenomenal as a teammate from day one. And he does want to help. And if I ask him, he will answer. And sometimes he will come to me without me asking. But I think, we all know there's pressure on John this year because it's a 100th start. He's back with Honda. He is riding better than he has done, for a large number of years. So there's maybe that dream podium there. So I don't want to get in the way of him achieving that. But then when we chatted, I've made more of an effort to go to him because he's such an open person. For a legend of any sport to be so grounded and down to earth, I think it speaks volumes of that character, and John is one of those, and his whole family. So yeah, now I'm a little bit more up to speed. I can chat to him. I don't want to chat to him when I'm too slow.
So coming off the back of the Northwest, obviously you had some great results there. Has there been sort of a bit of managing of expectations or that sort of thing?
Yeah, so from a Honda point of view and from myself, they really drummed it into me. If we hear that you're saying you're going to do this or you're giving interviews with press, they help control that, to be fair, about what you think you can do. We just won't go. And you understand why when you get here, more so because the place is very, very unforgiving. It's very daunting. I am scared of it, and I think I forever want to be scared of it because the day you're not scared is, the day maybe something bad happens. So yeah, expectation from myself and the team is low, and sort of we don't try to make predictions. But fans, obviously, they've seen what's happened at Northwest. They've seen you know, I race some British superbikes and we do a good job there, and then they start to compare you to Peter and to Davey that have came and done these phenomenal times as newcomers. So look, if that happens, happy days. That's just, I guess, it's not that I'm better. It's evolution. Tyres are better now. I'm probably on a better bike than what both them lads were when they made their debuts. So, and if it doesn't happen, it's just because it doesn't happen. It could be weather. It could be me. So I'm not too worried about that. I have goals in my own head that I haven't shared with anyone but my close family. Are they realistic? Probably, but it's probably 50-50 whether they happen or don't. So either way, I'm enjoying it. I don't really care.
So I noticed last night I actually spoke to your dad down in pit lane. How's he been finding it? Because he gets very nervous sometimes, doesn't he? Yeah,
my dad's he's a good old lad. You know, he grew up in road racing, so he tried to steer all of us away from it. You know, obviously my brothers are all quite known in the racing world as such, and he's never been to the Islandman TT races. I think he was on the island once, and I think when the red flag was out on night 2, I think a couple of people sort of like had an arm around him type thing, and you know, like yeah, you'll be all right. So the first thing I done was get the phone off the Marshal and ring his mobile, but it's his work phone, which is left in Northern Ireland because he's on a bit of a jolly. So I rang the landline. I was like, all right, Mum, how you doing? I just ring Dad there and tell him I'm all right with you. So yeah, little thing. I would be the same. I would be nervous, but I think he trusts me. You know, I've come into road racing. Yeah, we've been fast everywhere, quite quick, and I guess you know it's happened here already, but that's because you go in with the right approach. The safest way to ride a road race is also the fastest way. So we go with that same, you know, same outlook every evening, and you know, I'm not going to do anything silly. Do you know what I mean? And I think he knows that. Yeah.
So what's been your standout moment so far? Obviously, we're halfway through practice week. What's been the standout thing for you?
A number of things. You know, for sure the amount of people here so early on. You know, it's practice week. It's not racing. The sheer adrenaline you get, because I've never rid bikes in the evening before, and I go to the gym in the morning. I do all like my physical work in the morning, and then now it's like you wake up and you have like 12 hours, 11 hours of building before you're out. So it's a whole new level of emotion and nerves. So that stands out. But then the mountain section last night, I started to really piece together. I went out with Connor Cummins 10 seconds behind him. He was on the 600, so I caught him on the road. We passed each other through a bit of traffic, and then I moved at May Hill to let him through and just sat there. The big bike obviously can blitz the 600. I just rolled and rid with him on the mountain. And at one stage of that, there was Michael Rudder on a Patton, Connor on a Honda 600, and myself. Yeah. I haven't seen any photos of it yet, but I really hope someone got a photo, because it's like, you know, my favourite all-time British superbike rider, you know, one of my best mates of the TT, and myself in a little train. And that was like a real, like, as I was going through Glen Helen, that's where Rudder was with us. It's like, this is incredible. And just getting a look at Connor on the mountain, I learned a lot. And, you know, my next lap ended up being 124.9. And, you know, that's due to what I absorbed from Connor.
Awesome. Well, I think that rounds up our little chat down in pit lane, Glenn.
You probably have to edit that. I talk too much, don't you?
But good luck for the rest of the TT.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.